Come on. Hey, good evening. Happy Thursday. This is Actors Daily Bread. Today I'm answering a question from one of you. What's up? Stay tuned. Okay, so this is a good question. Oh my gosh, if this is your first time watching, I want to welcome you to Actors Daily Bread, where I teach you how to crush your auditions, book more work, and live a life that you love. Yes. What's up? Happy Thursday. So listen, I'm Christine Horn. I am a professional working actress of 20 plus years, and I'm a life and career coach for actors just like you. I am also the founder of the #1 virtual training center for actors who desire to book film and TV roles on a consistent basis. It's called the Booking Magnet Academy. If you're not in it, you need to join. The link is above. And before I get into today's question, hey guys, make sure you say hello. Let me know where you watching from. Hey Stephanie, thank you for watching. So yeah, I'm gonna get into today's question. I've had one of my assistants gathering them. So I have some awesome members of the Hollywood Bound Actors Facebook group. Shout out to all my Hollywood Bound actor members. You can also always join that here on Facebook. Just put in Hollywood Bound Actors and you can join a fabulous community of actors who are always encouraging each other and all that good stuff. And I get a lot of questions in that group, as you can imagine. So everybody, if you're in that group, make sure you use the hashtag question. And that way my assistant, they grab them and they put them in a nice little neat, Google Drive document for me. And so I just finished taping an audition. And I was like, what perfect time to answer a question. And I really wanted to answer something about acting. So that's what I did. I pulled a question. Hey, Drea. And hey, all of my replay watchers who will watch this later, what's up? Replay watchers? Love you guys. You know what? Somebody told me something funny. And I've heard it from a few people. When I do strategy sessions and when I do calls with potential clients, for those of you who get on the phone with me and like are trying to figure out which one of my coaching options is best for you, I hear a lot, maybe from I think some of the younger actors, they're like, you like our auntie, you like my auntie Christine. We feel like we know you. And if that's how you feel, I feel so honored. I feel so blessed to feel like we know each other. I know there's so many of you from all over the United States who I get to connect with, and I'm grateful for that. And I want to just let you know that I feel that love and I send it right back to you. What's up, TC Rose? Okay, so today's question, again, this isn't an Ask Me Anything episode, but it is, I did pull an actual question and I printed it out. This question comes from Marbra Foster. Shout out to Marbra. I think you're in Chicago. Marbra actually in my scene study class, which is awesome. She's taking that with me. And she asked this back in May, and this may resonate with you. I thought it was a good one. She says, hey, Christine, you are, oh no, it was a compliment. She said, hey, Christine, I'm currently in 2 web series and about to start filming another and a movie. Go, Marbra. My question is, what is key in nailing an audition? What would be most important for a TV role as opposed to film? Specifically, the in-person nerves and working the camera. Can anybody relate? If you can relate, if that question rings true to you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Say, I can relate, I can relate, I can relate. Let me know. So I'm going to stay on task. I wish if somebody's friends with Marbra, can you tag her to this video? Just because I'm doing this on my phone and I don't have as much the switching back and forth. So I think I love this question because it's very broad. It's not so easy to just answer, I think. I think there's a lot of keys to nailing the audition. And the #1 thing I tell all my students, all my clients is the first thing to nailing an audition is to be fully prepared. To be fully prepared, because when you start talking about nerves and did I do a good job and did I, create the good character, all that comes from, are you prepared? Were you fully prepared? Whether it was the day before or whether you had the audition 3 days notice or the night before. Either way, your preparation is going to be key. If you feel like you have a good process to break down the script, if you feel like you have a good process for creating character, if you feel like, okay, I got these lines down, I don't have to hold this paper. Y'all know I always hold the paper anyway. I teach you guys that, but I don't have to look at it, right? Like all that will contribute to, especially those in-person auditions, with the nerves. Now, I always talk about natural excitement, and I like to say, I'm not nervous. I'm just excited, because a lot of times that is it. You're just so like ready to tell this story. And that's a paradigm shift I did for myself years ago. I'm not nervous. I'm just excited. I'm excited to tell this story, and I refuse to let my excitement prevent me from telling the story. Some of you get so nervous, you're messing up. You can barely talk. You got bubble guts. Everything's going on, and your 2 minutes of time in the room get ruined because of nerves or excitement. And I want you to just sit in your preparation and be like, I got this. I'm here to tell this story. Nothing's going to take these. Tarnisha, you know that was for you. I didn't even know you were here. We talk about that a lot, Tarnisha. But, you know, nothing's going to prevent me from telling the story. Not even myself, right? Not even that voice that's back here talking about, girl, don't mess up, right? So, Margaret, to answer your question, I feel like step number 1. That's one of the main keys. I'm always having to do this. Tarnisha said, yep. That's one of the main keys, I think, to nailing the audition is feeling prepared, and not just feeling prepared, but actually being prepared. Not waiting to the last minute to study, feeling unclear on how you create characters. And Marlboro, we're working together right now, so I'm sure you're getting clearer on that as well. But another thing, let's see, nailing the audition. Again, guys, sometimes you guys ask me very broad questions. And this is not like a dig, because I get them all the time. But sometimes if I feel like, if it appears that I'm having a hard time answering, is because I'm trying to feel like, what's the most succinct way to say this? And the question is so broad. It's like how to be a good actor, right? So nailing the audition, what else? I would say, Marbra, and for those of you jumping on, I'm answering a real question that got answered in the Hollywood Bound Actors Facebook group that I run. And so I'm answering a real question. I would also say, you know, making sure you're dressed for the part. You know, I talk about this a lot. If, you know, I just finished, if you can tell from my hair and I don't have my blazer on anymore. I just finished taping something that's very authoritative, very in my wheelhouse. But you know, 2 days ago, I taped something that I had different hair and, you know, a whole different vibe, different color lipstick. Every little detail, especially for my ladies, every detail affects the character. Honey, this lipstick right here, this kind of plum, is my go-to for like my serious characters. But when the character's a bit more playful, or maybe the color's brighter. If the character's like a mom, or maybe something just, you know, she's just a regular woman. Sometimes I don't do no makeup. I love no makeup auditions, honey. I'll be like, oh, it's time to go. Just Vaseline and done. And you have to know as the actor, when that comes into play. Does that make sense? Give me some hearts, give me some thumbs up. Thank you, Tarnisha. You have to know when that comes into play. Every role, I just happen to coach a lot of beautiful Black women, but of course I coach everybody, but we talk a lot about hair and what that means. And so it's very important that you are in tune to that. But for my white sisters, for my Latina sisters, for everybody, our hair defines something, whether it's curly, short, straight, you know, long weave. You know, sometimes with women, we want to be long weavelicious all day, and every role don't call for Rapunzel. Every role does not call for Rapunzel. And you're trying to figure out why you're not booking, but you're showing up like Rapunzel for every single role. That police officer didn't need that Rapunzel braid you got going on. Tuck that thing up, put it in the bun, and call it a day. Right? Oh gosh, what's up, Jasmine? Thank you for watching. Let's see. What else? Nailing an audition. So to refresh her question, let me refreshing it for myself. Tarnisha, don't laugh at me too much. My question is about what is key in nailing an audition. And I love this part. She asked, what would be most important for a TV role as opposed to film? Now, you guys know I am really awesome, if I do say so myself, at coaching actors for television. And I love film and I love TV. And to answer your question, Barbara, the biggest thing is pace, I would say. Pace changes for TV versus film. So you have to know, like I talk about all the time, what network the show is on. You have to know the tone of the show. You have to know what the people look like. You have to know what you're going to bring to it. You have to know that you got to hit them beats quick before that commercial break, versus film where you have more time to think and emote and and take that beat. You know, you can just live in film, I feel. But in TV, you gotta live. You gotta get to it, right? I think Alpha Tyler taught me that years ago. Shout out to Alpha, back when she was casting for Tyler Perry. It was, I think, a Meet the Browns episode, and I did not book it back then. I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember her telling me, like, Christine, this is a 30-minute show. Like, you gotta speed it up. Oh gosh, learned so much. So yeah, that would be the biggest thing. That would be the biggest thing. And listen, I teach all this kind of stuff in the Booking Magnet Academy. If you're new to me and new to this world, I want to welcome you, of course. But we're doing a big push for membership for the Booking Magnet Academy. The link is above. The rate is going up for the monthly membership. It's going up July 1st. So you want to get in now at the $20 a month rate. And I actually am giving you my special coupon code above, June 50, to join for only $10 for your first month. And you can check out all the training and just get really caught up. And if your goal is to work in film and television on a consistent basis. If not, if you're a theater person, even though that's my background, that's not what this academy is really focusing on. So that won't really serve you as much. I will take a question if someone has one. Marbra, thank you for your question. And you guys in Hollywood Bound, continue to ask questions using the hashtag question. I do see them and I do get around to them. So I'm going to give it a minute. This little wig, honey, she has been around. See that sweat, y'all. It's summertime. I really want to move to a place with central air. I mean, I got the air conditioner over there, but I hate turning it on because I feel like it's so loud. My phone always has a lag, so I'm just going to give it a second. If anybody has a question, I'll take one. In regards to what we talked about today, auditioning, the key to nailing an audition, is there somewhere you're getting trapped up when you do auditions for TV or film or vice versa? Let me know. I want to hear from you. I'm here. I'm in real time. I'm in real time. I'm going to just give it a second because sometimes there's a lag on the phone. Anything? Nobody? I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to give it a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold on. Okay. Well, I don't think I see anything. I'm going to just hit some likes. Ooh. Dre, I almost blocked you. See, I don't know how to use this phone. All right, guys, y'all look quiet tonight. Y'all look quiet on this Thursday. All right, I don't see anything here. So, oh, yeah, a question popped up. Hi, Jasmine. There's always a delay, so I try to be patient. Jasmine says, what is your advice for actors in small markets competing with bigger markets who are acclimated with the room? Oh, because what market are you in, Jasmine? If you mean like Atlanta or South Carolina, where mostly things are self-tape. Oh man, I think the only difference, and feel free to respond to me because it'll come in whenever it comes in. The only difference, honestly, I think is just what a lot of actors don't realize is all you really have to do is translate you're in Dallas, is translate everything you're doing on camera. I'm assuming you do some self-tapes, especially if you're in Dallas. Translate everything you're doing on camera to the room. You know, where actors, I used to say the same thing, like, oh, just get me in the room so I can sell myself, right? And that is true. Your essence does walk into the room and you can say, hello, how are you? But at the end of the day, they don't care. They care what you're doing on this camera. So even when you go in the room, Jasmine, all the skills that you have with self-taping in your house in Dallas or at a studio in Dallas, whatever you're doing on this camera right here, you need to do the exact same thing when you get in person. So if you get to go to Atlanta, New York, LA, Chicago, and you have an in-person callback or producer session, all those qualities, the way you enter the camera, if you're doing a scene, where you enter the room, and if you were self-taping at home, I know I just did it today, I'd enter. So when you have an in-person audition, don't just start the audition right there, standing there because there's a reader and a person running the camera and then people sitting at the desk. Don't let none of that mess you up. How would you do it at home? How would you do it in the studio? Well, it says I enter and then I push the guy out. Okay. I don't care if it's 10 people in that room, honey. I see what the camera is. Okay, camera guy's here. And the reader, and I will always ask, Jasmine, I never assume who's reading with me, unless it's just one person, if it's just the casting person by themselves. But even if it's two people, I don't assume the camera operator is reading. I don't assume the casting person's reading. I always ask, if there's more than one person, who's reading with me? Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. And when I'm saying that, I'm really wasting a little time, Jasmine, to be like, assess where they're standing. If there's 2-3 people in my scene, I'm quickly assessing where am I going to put those 2 or 3 people. You still have to put them where you're going to see them. Don't give all your lines to one reader and there's 3 people in the scene. It may feel weird in the moment because you're like, why am I looking at this other part of the room and the reader's here, over here? I don't care about that reader right here. They get to be one character, but I got to put those other 2 somewhere else. Because when they go back after the long day of auditioning or having callbacks, guess what, Jasmine? They're not going to just look at your picture and be like, yeah, Jasmine was great. No, boo. They're going to play that tape back and watch that you created an environment in that weird space. I hope this makes sense. Give me some hearts and thumbs up. Let me know if it makes sense. Say it makes sense, Christine, Jasmine. Let me know you're still with me. Okay? So everything you would do at home, I need you to do in person. So if it says she enters, she punches the guy, and then she leaves, Jasmine, this is what I would do. You know, they're like, okay, let's say we're in person. They're like, okay, you ready? Okay, who's reading with me? Oh, great. Okay. I take my minute. That's the other thing, guys. Don't rush. This is another key to nailing the audition. You take control of your moment. Honey, you got 3 whole minutes. I can't tell you many times back in the day before self-tapes, I drove to New Orleans before Katrina hit and would drive 8 hours for my 2-3 minutes. So you take that minute. Who's reading with me? Oh, great. Okay. I take a minute to see where my people are going to be. And then I'm like, and I kind of give this nod like, okay, we're going to start. And if my character's supposed to enter, I'm going to step away. So I know where my mark was. Make sure you remember where you're standing. That's good for them. And then I step out. What are you doing here, man? Well, I told you to get out. Right? If that was some crazy scene where I was punching someone as soon as I saw them. But I would do all of that and leave, do those stage directions so that you give the full experience on camera. And also, Jasmine, it shows that you know how to work this thing that is your money maker, this thing that is your best friend. This camera is my best friend, and I want it to be yours as well. Drea, guys, Drea is my beautiful friend in Los Angeles. She says, you flew to LA, stayed over my place on your dime, and booked a series regular. Yes, girl, I did. Shout out to Drea, who let me sleep on her couch when I had a day's notice to fly to LA. What was that, Drea? Like was that 2016? I feel like that was 2016. That's my story, guys. I flew, had a day notice to get to Los Angeles, had nowhere to stay. I bought a ticket for like $500-600, rented a car for $400. I had already invested $1,000 with no guarantees. Yeah, it was 2016. And I called Dre like, can I sleep on your couch just for the night? And ended up getting a test and flying back to LA another week later, not on my own dime. And booked that pilot, and that was for ABC. That was so awesome. Yes. So I hope you guys enjoyed that tip. This has been Actors Daily Bread. If this is your first time meeting me, I want to say welcome and congratulations. This is like episode 134. So if you are new, all jokes aside, please catch up. Go to my page, click my name, go to my page and binge. People binge me all the time. It's all good. If you want to skip Netflix and you want to work on your career, come join me. Ask me questions. I love to help. A lot of my OGs are in this thread right now and they can tell you, this is what I do full time, and I just teach you what I know and I teach you what works for me. So if you are watching me right now, if you're new to me or an OG, and you are not a member of the Booking Magnet Academy, and you actually have a desire to book TV shows and film on a consistent basis, honey, I need you to join me. Click the link above. Only $20 a month, but for the first month, you're going to get in for $10 and lock in that rate forever because it is going up July 1st. But this is the kind of stuff people in this thread can tell you. I teach this in the academy, and I just teach what I know, and I do what I know. I'm going to take one last question before I go from TC because it's hot. And this wig's starting to sweat. TC asks, what if you have to slate first? Or do you slate and take that minute, step back off your mark? Got it. Thanks, Christine. I needed that clarification. I think you kind of feel like you answered your own question, TC, but absolutely. Most times they're going to ask you to slate, whether it's film, TV, or commercials. They always say, we're going to have you slate first. Sure. Slate in character, though. So I'll be like, hi, my name is TC Rose. And then your character's like a tough cop. And then you're like, yeah, what you doing? Like, you're ruining the experience for them. I talk to my actors all the time about don't ruin the experience. Like, you know, when you're going on a first date and like, that's your representative, like be that representative the whole audition. Don't be like, hi guys, I'm TC. I'm not saying you do this, TC. I'm just teasing you. Hi everybody, I'm TC Slate. My name's TC Rose. I'm 5'9" from Atlanta, right? And then you're like, ready to start? You're under arrest, right? I'm making light of it, but I know a lot of actors who do that just because they don't know. And I'm making light, but I'm dead ass serious. Like, as soon as you walk in that room, they don't get to meet Christine Horn. They don't. They meet whoever the character is on that page that day. We can meet Christine somewhere else. We can meet Christine at a networking event or somewhere else. You can meet Christine right here. But when I walk in that room, just like my own self-tape, self-tape slates, all you're meeting is the character on the page. You never meet me. Casting directors want an experience. It is your job as an actor to give them that experience in imaginary circumstances. This is a gray sheet, boo. But this sheet will be the projects. This sheet will be a hospital. This sheet is a living room. This sheet is whatever I say it is, because I'm going to create this character. I'm going to create this world with this gray sheet. That's your job. And once you really embrace that, and once you really understand that, that's when you will start booking. Create the environment. That's your job. Some of y'all are hoping someone does your job for you. Where should I stand? Or can I sit? No, sit. Take control, guys. Be empowered. Casting doesn't want to see timid actors. They don't want to cast timid actors because they're like, oh my God, are they going to flake on set? They're in a scene with an Oscar winner. They're in a scene, you know, with an Emmy winner. Are they gonna freeze? They want to see actors who know and stand for something and know that they are prepared, and you can't shake that. When I walk in the room, you're not shaking me. I came prepared to do a job. I came prepared to tell my story. This is my 3 minutes. Y'all can get to these other girls after, but right now this is my time. We're going to have fun and we're going to kill it. And I'm going to book the room because you guys know I always say book the room. That is your job. Your job is to audition and to audition well. And your job is to book the room. Leave the role outside. The role is a bonus. I get called over and over and over again by the same casting offices because I booked that room. They are my fans. We are collaborators. We all want us to win so that we book the job, the big gig. Right. Whew, y'all know I get pumped up. Have an amazing night. I love you guys. I'm so inspired by all of you. Even though I have not physically touched you, I see you, I feel you through the computer. Again, I'm Christine Horn, your life and career coach. If you have missed any part of this, I'm going to stop this in a second. All you have to do is just wait and just replay the whole thing. Today's episode was really juicy. Yes, Barbara, thank you for the question. Hello, Denise. Thank you for watching as always. Have an amazing night. Stay encouraged. Stay in your game. I know it's the summertime, but make sure you're doing at least something. If not, I'm going to say daily, but I'm going to take that back. At least something this week. Do something in the week to do something for your own career. And all of my students in my scene study class Saturday, I still haven't gotten a lot of your homework. It's due tomorrow night.